Lola and Will were dumped from the island before the grafties even began, but they had to make it dramatic somehow, because in my opinion, Lola, Will and Lolly were the most insignificant islanders that's ever been on there, and that's not their fault, it's just that they were brought in too late. Love Island UK, and tonight was the grafties, and we all knew where this was going. Joey Essex was going to sit there and play the victim and blame everything on everybody else. Every time he's seen videos of himself or won an award, he's rolling his eyes like he hadn't done anything wrong. And I'm like, is he that much a narcissist, or is he just fucking thick as fuck? Or both. When they were showing clips of him blatantly flirting with Lola, he had the audacity to sit there and be like, oh, I shut it down, say I didn't do anything wrong. And it was like, you clearly didn't shut it down. You told her to put her graft in and see if she could turn your head. It was just so pathetic. But what I did find interesting is that when they were showing clips of Sean, they were just showing him like calling the girls sweets, which Matilda knows he does anyway, but they didn't show any clips that we've seen him talking to girls in Casa. And I feel like they could have showed way worse clips of the islanders flirting. And I don't know why, it could have been way more dramatic, but I feel as if they were trying to pinpoint these things on Joey, when other people I think have done a lot worse in the house. When Jess won the one-sided award, she got up, she took it so well, and she's like, yes, I'm obsessed with Ayo. And just before I made this video, I was watching a live on TikTok, and people were saying, yes, she said she's obsessed, she's only kidding. But I don't think she is kidding, because other people have come out the house and they've spoke about how she tries to talk to him, she tries to follow him about all the time. When the boys and girls are supposed to be separated, she's constantly trying to be with him. And maybe she is obsessed with him, and that's okay. So a couple of weeks ago now, I made a video about the state of Nicole's makeup. And I said, I hope that she doesn't see clips of herself and then she'll just know how bad she looks. But tonight she's seen clips of herself and you could see how bad her makeup was, and nobody even mentioned it. She didn't even mention it. I was expecting it to be like, oh my god, my makeup is an absolute riot. Why has nobody said anything? So now I'm even more confused. Like, is this the deliberate look? I don't know what the fuck's going on. So anyway, Nicole won most dramatic. And once again, I don't think that they showed the most dramatic clips. She has been on Kieran's back pretty much since day one. And I feel as if she bullies him quite a lot. But in those clips, it was more times that she was annoyed about things that he'd done, kind of behind his back. And once again, they could have got a lot more drama out of this. But she totally went on the defence because she said that people were two-faced in the house. And then obviously Sean has to chime in, Joey has to chime in. Everybody's just on her back. But what she was saying was true. Although I do feel like she took it a bit personally. But then once she got up and she accepted the award, it was like, right, just fucking forget it now, it's fine. Joey and Kieran had a bit of an argument, and Joey was using Kieran's age against him once again. And he was like, oh, you're a male, because he was raging that Kieran told him to shut the fuck up. It's about time somebody told Joey to shut the fuck up. I swear to God, see if I was in a house with him, I would only say, Joey, shut the fuck up, or take yourself to fuck. Do you know what I mean? He's got an absolute cheek to be annoyed at him. At the start, I really liked Sean, and during Casa, I kind of went off him because I thought he's went from being like a really nice, genuine guy to being a bit of a sleazebag, and ever since they've come back for Casa, I feel like he's always trying to get into people's arguments, and I think it's like the influence of Joey Essex. Like, you know how when you see kids hanging about with people and they take on their personality traits? I think that that's what's happening to him. I think he's just easily influenced like a child. And he thinks, oh, Joey's getting into the drama, so I'll get into the drama or I'll wind people up. And it's just not a good look, because, okay, we can all get involved in the drama sometimes, but I feel as if he's deliberately inserting himself into things that's got nothing to do with him, just for a fight. And it's just not a good look for him whatsoever. Matilda's sitting there supporting him and she's laughing and all that, but it's fucking exhausting. So we all knew fine well that the secret mission was going to get brought back into this. But what really annoyed me once again about Joey Essex is he can't just fucking keep his mouth shut about anything. He literally has to stir the pot. Obviously that's why he won the Stir the Pot award. But when they showed that video of Mimi, right, that must have been so humiliating for her. And while I don't think that what she did was right, I don't think that she should have tried to sneak up to the terrace to speak to Ayo. And we'll never really know what her true intentions were. Like, if it was just to have a conversation out of the way in private, or if there was more to it, and if she wanted to tell him about her feelings or whatever. I mean, we're never going to know. But the fact that she was hiding up there, it wasn't nice, because she's always saying that she wants honesty and transparency, and then she's sitting hiding on the floor of the terrace. But it was so bad. Like, think of how you would feel if everybody seen you crawling on the floor, waiting on a guy coming to speak to you, and then you get a total knockback. It was bad enough as it was. And then she had already spoke to Joey and says, it wasn't a secret mission, I thought we were friends, I put my trust in you and all that. And he was like, oh, we are friends, blah, blah, blah. So when that video clip was shown, Joey could have just have shut his mouth. Everybody had now seen the situation, and they could make it what they would. But he had to turn around and say, oh, I have to be honest, mate. When I went up there to tell her I wasn't coming, she was sitting there seductively. And as I said the last time, what was seductive about her? I think that seductive to Joey Essex is just a woman existing in any position. He would absolutely shove it in anything. And it was like she was just sitting on the floor. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't as if she was sitting there with her legs spread wide waiting on him coming in. I don't get him. One thing I will say about Sean is that he mentioned that he thought that Josh had asked Mimi out as a kind of game plan, or that he'd asked her out really quickly just after he found out about the secret mission. And I believe as well that I think it is strategic, because he's quick to say, oh, I came in here only for Mimi, I only had eyes for Mimi. But then he made it clear that he fancied Grace, and he kissed Grace in Snog Marry Pie. So it's not as if he just wasn't interested in anybody else. And then he was like, oh, I shut it off with Grace, and she wasn't happy. She's like, no, we both decided that. But I don't know, even I think that it must be like a strategic thing. Like, let me know what you think in the comments. I hope that they do really like each other, to be honest. But when he was watching the video clips tonight, he wasn't very best pleased. To be honest, I wouldn't be either. I'd be thinking, you want me to be transparent about my feelings, and you're fucking crawling about the floor on the terrace. I'd be a bit raging. So tonight, I feel like the grafties were kind of dramatic, but it could have been way worse. Like, even I can think of clips that would have made it better, but it is what it is, as they always say in the villa. So it showed you a clip of tomorrow night, and Jessie and Joey are having an argument, because let's face it, he does not listen to anybody. He's constantly pulling Grace into every single conversation, every single argument, making out as if she's obsessed with him. And maybe she is, but at least she's trying to move on, and she's not being obvious about it. But all he thinks about is Grace, 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 Grace. And Jessie's sitting there feeling like an absolute dick. And then when she's pleading with him, please be quiet, please don't say anything, please don't stir the pot, he just totally blanks her as if she doesn't even exist. Let me know in the comments what you thought of tonight's episode. To be honest, I think that Sean got off lightly, because there's so many more clips of him that they could have showed. There's so many more worse clips that they could have showed of Joey as well. I don't know if maybe they showed this behind the scenes and there was more awards, and they've obviously just edited it down to the main bits, but it could have been a lot better. But I still think that Kieran and Nicole are going to win. They're the only people that even deserve it. Kieran's my favourite person in the house now. He deserves to win just on his own. But I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!